Everyone, welcome back to Rose Cave today. Hey, I wanted to give you guys a little preview of tonight. We got the Browns in Pittsburgh tonight. And for those of you that don't know, Browns are out of the playoffs, so they're going to be playing with some energy to try and find out, is Baker Mayfield the best fit? Who should and not be there? That's what's going to be for the Browns tonight. It's going to be a learning curve as to what they can do. And they got motivation to stop Pittsburgh because the Pittsburgh 7-1, they can still make the playoffs. They're going to need help. And they got to win the Browns and their next week opponent. If they can do that and get a little help, as you know, you got the Colts and Chargers at 9-7 occupying those two wild cards right now. The ones, depending on how they go. So Pittsburgh still has a chance. I give them a chance. Maybe. And the only reason why I give him a chance is Mike Tomlin. Great coach, best coach, right behind Bill Belichick. The guy knows what he's doing. I mean, he's not going to let his team fail. The players can fail him, though. And that's the sad part about it. He's just a phenomenal coach. So be on the lookout for that game tonight. And obviously we'll do a post game. Hey, what happened? What did we expect? Well, we're expecting the Browns to play hard. We're expecting them to play with what they have to find out if that's, whether it's the wide receivers, like I said, Baker Mayfield, who do they want back there next year? That's going to be their whole mindset. Let's play this whole game and figure out who wants to stay and who wants to go. Who can play the game for the Browns? That's going to be what it's about. Pittsburgh, win both matches. Win both and hope that you get help to get into the playoffs. That's all. You want that wild card spot. So they're going to be, their head's going to be in it. They're going to be playing with so much emotion. There's probably going to be a lot of, Pittsburgh Steelers getting amped up, maybe some pushing and shoving. We're going to expect that because of what's on the line here. They win both, get some help. They're in the wild card. They're still in it, and we'll see how that goes. If they don't get the help that they need, let's say the Colts win, Chargers win, they become 10-7. Well, the max for the Pittsburgh can be a 7 or 9-7-1. It does help them with that tie, but we got to see what happens with these other teams first, and see even how Pittsburgh does. So that's what's on the line for them. Guys, I want to transition into something. If you guys watched my last video, I talked at length a little bit about the Las Vegas Raiders. And how I just think the culture is butchered there. Mark Davis, not a very good owner. The moves that he made. But I wanted to give you guys just a little bit of insight on what I have been looking at. And frankly, maybe we haven't put all the pieces together about this, but I want to show you guys something. And I want to see if you guys are as amazed as I am about this whole Las Vegas team and the questions you have. So let me just start out here, guys. 1 year ago today, these are all facts, by the way. I'm going to give you everything, and we'll talk about it. All right, so 1 year ago, let's start off with Josh Jacobs. Running back, he's a very good prospect coming out. Second year, third year, I believe. Josh Jacobs last year had a DUI, okay? Let's just start there, okay? Now, the most recent incident before that, I'm sure you guys all heard Henry Ruggs III, going 150 miles an hour and taking an innocent life of a 23-year-old woman and her dog. And right now, I just give a quick moment of silence. We pray for her family and, her, dog and everything. It's heartbreaking to me. It's just so emotional to hear these things. But, I want to be just so thankful and want to be so appreciative to the people that were around her and her family, because she didn't deserve to lose her life like that because of a Raiders player drunk driving, going 150 miles an hour, and you hit an innocent person's vehicle and it started on fire. God bless. It makes me so sad to even talk about it, but this is really relevant to the point I'm making here. So you got Henry Ruggs. Honestly, I hope he gets the max. I hope he gets life without parole. I really do. When you make mistakes like that and you choose to drink and drive, you should go to prison, you should go to jail, and you shouldn't be able to enjoy the life you want to live because you hurt other people and you take other people's innocent lives. And that's not where we're not about that in this world. Let's take care of each other and look out for each other, not be hurting each other. And so I'm upset, mad, and this was a terrible situation. But moving on from that, guys. So then, let me find it here. We got, and remember, the Henry Ruggs happened in early November, and then after that, we have Damon Arnett. He was cut because there was a hit and run. He was driving recklessly. As reports were, he was trying to hurry up and get to the stadium. He ended up turning a corner, driving very erratically, ended up hitting someone, and he did a hit and run. So he was cut, and from what was said about it, he was intoxicated. There were reports of that he was. So I'm not really sure as to how to explain that, but that's another incident. That's the third incident. Okay. All right, then we're gonna go to what's next. The Jon Gruden situation. I personally don't like to talk about it, but Jon Gruden, we all know, for the past, I think it was 8-9 years, he was sending messages, very racist, terrible jokes. Not even, I mean, somewhere he was trying to joke around with people and then making comments about people. Hold on here. Let me kind of get some more information about that I have. So yeah, that's what happened there. He was sending those inappropriate messages to the former Washington Bruce Allen owner. Hurtful things, terrible things. I'm not going to repeat them because, I mean, let's be real. That is totally inappropriate and should never, ever be said by anyone. And when you say stuff like that, you should be able to lose your job and lose so much more. I mean, there's no way about it. But it's totally unacceptable. So we have that situation, guys. And then, as of today, okay, this will be the 5th incident in about a year, okay? And God knows the other ones that have happened that maybe reports haven't came out about, okay? Now we have one of cornerback Nate Hobbs after the win over the Colts. I think it was like 5 or 6 hours later, something like that, back in Las Vegas. Reports were someone called in. He was sleeping in his vehicle on an exit ramp by a parking garage. Someone called it in. It was very suspicious behavior. They got there, gave him a breathalyzer. He got a DUI. He was booked and everything. That's all we know so far. Now, from the reports, as of this very moment, he has not been released, cut. Las Vegas is still investigating that whole situation. But guys, I just give you 5 examples. I don't care how you want to sugarcoat it. I don't care. Unacceptable. The culture there is a mess. Now, if I was like, okay, I'm dealing with this whole situation with these players, I'd be cleaning house. I really would. What I would do is I'd start looking at the players that were closest to, some of the people who had accidents, whether it was Jon Gruden. Like, honestly, I'd start getting rid of some of those players that were really close, because I'm not saying they're going to take the same approach or maybe the same mindset, but they were around that culture and they saw that terrible culture, the terrible things happen. Sometimes you can't unsee that. Sometimes in your worst nightmare, you may end up following that whole path and you may never know it. Your whole mind is so just crazy sometimes, because if you get put in that situation, let's say you're still on that team and let's say a year from now you're causing problems, or that person that, for example, maybe we can use Josh Jacobs, for example, okay? Let's say he has another incident. Well, he was also part of the problem. He was also very close to a lot of the people on that team, but that whole culture is screwed up. And if you're part of that problem, you have to get removed in order to build a healthy culture. And I don't think Mark Davis has it. I don't think that he has the answers. I don't think that he can do it personally. I think a lot of things will stop him, but it's terrible and it's disgusting and a terrible culture. I see a lot of downfall until they fix this. And this is the 5th incident. If you're Mark Davis, you need to be getting up on your players and figuring something out. This is unacceptable. I understand it's Las Vegas, but you are paid to be a performer of the NFL. It's a business. It's a business to you. And guess what? Perform at the level that people are seeing you. I want to see more people be like LeBron. Okay? I want you to play your heart out. Play for those fans. And I want to see you give back to the community. I want you to touch other people. You know, like, build a school for someone. Touch the lives of people who really matter. You know, do something for the community instead of getting out, going getting drunk and getting DUIs and hurting people. You know, we have a lot to learn from the NBA, and the NFL does. Is when you watch the NBA and you look at those players, they're more than just professionals. They're kind souls who honestly know how to be civilized with other people. They know how to treat people. They know how to act. And they also know just gratitude. Like, I want to give back. I want to do things for the community. I want to help everybody out. I want to make the culture change. Las Vegas, that should be you. That should be you wanting to change the culture. Because look at everything that has happened. It's honestly disgusting, and it should be approached. So we'll see what happens, but I'm big on this because this is just unacceptable to have these incidents, behaviors, and they're still happening. Unfortunately, bad culture, honestly, bad owner, there's just so much that goes into it. And so, guys, that's all I have. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, comment. Let me know how it was. Just all you have to say is, great, I liked it. Or maybe, no, you didn't. What can I do to change it? I want to give you guys the best that I have. I love to joke around. I love to really get into depth with some of this stuff, even though it can be very disturbing. But sometimes we all need to hear it to really appreciate, you know, the world that we live in. We see this stuff and we should be thinking more like, oh my God, you know, it's terrible. It really is. We should be fighting for some of these players to be or not be on a team according to what you're, you know, how you're showing everyone you can act. You know what I mean? So, guys, appreciate you. Thank you. I'm out.